Get ready, Cyril Gane, because here we come. It's 2023, the return of the pound-for-pound best fighter on the planet. Is he going to wrestle you, strike you, submit you? I don't know, but when you wake up, you're going to be asking what happened.
A little bit of everything, yeah. And new.
If you look at his last couple of performances, he didn't look that good. So he looked very human is what I'm trying to say. Even though he won, don't get me wrong, he looked very human. So moving up to heavyweight, fighting these savages.
I think he does phenomenal. I don't see a whole lot of guys at heavyweight that are going to give John. John is a heavyweight. He just sucks himself down to 205 pounds. He walks around. He's got to be 230, 240. Like he's Stipe's size already. And feeling him when we were in there, he was north of 220 when we fought. So I mean, if we only add another 10 pounds to him, he's the same guy. I just don't see a lot of he's just built perfectly for fighting. He's 6'5" or 6'6" with a huge reach advantage, and the way that he manages distance with his kicks and stuff, like the shorter, stockier guys aren't going to give him too many problems. His clinch work and his grappling is so dangerous. Even I can't really like Stipe will give him problems. I think a guy like Volkov will give him problems. And I know that one's probably kind of surprising. A lot of people don't see that, but like that's the one guy that like I don't think anyone's thinking about that will give John Jones problems. And not to be disrespectful to the rest of the division, but Francis maybe, but if I'm being honest, I think Francis and Gane was, as long as John doesn't get caught, I think Francis and Gane is one of the easier fights in the division for John because of his style. Like that's a tough fight for Stipe because of his size and his body type, his reach, and the way that Stipe wrestles and the way that he grapples. That's a tough, Francis is a tough fight for Stipe. I think John Jones clinches Francis, trips him, and mauls him. Again, you can't ever count out Francis. That dude's got grenades in his hands. So, I don't know. I think he beats most of them, and there's less than a handful of guys that even present credible problems, like actual threats.
Jones, how do you think John will do at heavyweight?
I think it's a great addition to the heavyweight division. Fresh blood. I train with him. He's very capable. He's tough. He's good. So I'm excited about that development.